Howdy, howdy, friends! One of the most important and lovely type of dance all of us love very much, here in Egypt or outside, the Melaya Leff Dance. Before I start, as I explained you in many videos I created for you, there is a big difference between the folk dance, the real folk dance, and the theatrical folk dance. And in theatrical folk dance, either we create our choreography from or inspired from the real folk dance or from the phenomenon from the society. The Melaya Leff dance, it is one of these type of phenomenon in the society. I mean fashion phenomenon in the society long ago. For this reason, Mahmoud Rida created this or inspired this type of dance from this phenomenon. This is the story, the quickly story about this type of dance. So let us go now and test and feel and smell the story and the history of Melaya Leff dance. If you mentioned Melaya to the Egyptians, immediately all of them will think or will say bedsheet. This is the meaning of the Melaya word in Egypt. But what about Melaya Leff? I heard a lot about Melaya Leff from many foreigners. They said something very strange. They said that it is a women's shawl, which is very strange. No, it is not. The Melaya Leff is a white piece of cloth that's wrapped around the body, which is completely different than the shawl. Shawl is a little or a small cloth, not white piece. So this is the difference between both. Also, the Melaya, the color of Melaya is black. All the time is black, or most of the time is black, dark black. Very rare to find it with another color. Sometimes, but also rare, dark brown. Sometimes I remember I saw something like that, but very rare. So the most important color for the Melaya is dark. By the way, the Melaya came to us from outside, not from Egypt. We didn't discover it or we didn't create it here in Egypt. It came from outside. The Melaya came from Levant area, the beginning to us. Came to Alexandria, then Delta, Cairo, then to Upper Egypt. This is the way the Melaya move or run in Egypt. So the beginning was Alexandria. The Melaya in Alexandria is a little bit different than in Delta. It's shorter than in Delta. In Delta is bigger a little bit, and then in Cairo is much bigger, and in Upper Egypt much bigger. So this is the way the Melaya in Egypt, or this type of fashion for women since long time. Also in Upper Egypt, we saw the Melaya was different or completely different than Cairo, Delta, and Alexandria. This is another point also you have to keep in mind for the Melaya Leff. Some sources mention the origin of Melaya Leff is Turkey, which is a little bit strange for me because I saw the Melaya Leff also in Iraq, and the Iraqi history or the Iraqi history is more deep in the history, throughout the history, more than Turkey. By the way, the Melaya Leff in Iraq, it is similar like the Melaya Leff in Upper Egypt. So for this reason, I think that the Melaya Leff by the trans culture went to Levant area, and from Levant area came to Egypt. So this is the history of the origin of Melaya Leff in this area. I created a distribution dance map of folk dancing in Egypt. This video, you can watch it once more again and you will know exactly the Egyptian sectors, and every sector, what type of dance the people they play or they do or they perform, which help you a lot, yes, also to understand which type of Melaya in all of these Melaya Leff dance in all of these sectors. For example, in Alexandria, it will be different than Cairo, or than Delta, than Cairo, and of course than Upper Egypt. As I told you in the beginning of this video, we haven't Melaya Leff dance or folk dance called Melaya Leff Dance in Egypt, but was inspiration from Mahmoud Rida when he created like this way. In Alexandria, the Melaya Leff white piece of cloth, it is shorter than in other parts of Egypt because of the weather, which it is almost all the year is hot or warm and hot. For this reason, the Melaya Leff is shorter than the other cities. In Delta, the Melaya Leff is longer a little bit because of the weather once more again. And then in Cairo, much more bigger, and then Upper Egypt. The Melaya Leff is type of fashion for women when they're going outside of their houses. They wrap it around their bodies and they go outside. Sometimes women clever when they wrapped it around their bodies and tied it much more to show their bodies, the beauty of their bodies, teasing men in the streets. For this reason, people sometimes they look for the woman when she moves with her Melaya Leff, looks like wow, they love her very much because this is the imagination. Women, they let their imagination grow up faster when they see exactly this wonderful body moving inside this Melaya. Wow, something like that. So from this point of view, a lot of painters and orientalists also, and then later the choreographers, they created this wonderful type of dancing. Especially Mahmoud Rida, he was the first one who created this Melaya Leff dance. Mahmoud Rida created 3 versions of Melaya Leff. The first version was, I think, in the 70s and was wonderful. All of you saw it on or watch it on the internet, and maybe you watch it from Rida group here in Egypt. The second version, still remember the second version he created onto us. I was in this time with the group and he taught us exactly the second version, which it is wonderful. The first and the second version, girls and boys, but the third version he created later only for girls. So these 3 versions Mahmoud Rida created for the Melaya Leff. Let me tell you one point. The third version much more closer to Baladi dance. Why I said Baladi now? By the way, we have 2 different types of Melaya. Let me tell you something. The Melaya Leff dance, which all of you know, it is Alexandrian dance. But some people or some dancers think that it is only in Alexandria. No, we have also a different type of Melaya Leff dance from Cairo, which Mahmoud Rida created, yes, also most of its steps from Cairo, from Baladi dance. But the costumes was Alexandrian costumes. This is only the difference between the 2 versions and the third version, the last version. Later, many dancers created a wonderful choreographies of Melaya Leff dance, but most of them, they were inside the steps of Mahmoud Rida. Huda Ibrahim, she created also the Melaya Leff dance, the Alexandrian version, and of course the Baladi version, which coming from Cairo or came from Cairo, and she created much more steps for the Baladi dance, such as the cross and the helicopter dance step, and tied the Melaya on the waist of her body and do some steps belongs to this context. Of course, you can study all these types of dance steps from Melaya Leff in Baladi dance, Melaya Leff Baladi dance, from us when we start once more again our lessons and lectures, but we will start next month because we stopped now last month and this month. The weather now in Cairo is very hot, and of course most of you are in vacation, so we are waiting until next month when we will start once more again our classes and lectures together. We will tell you, we will mention you exactly when, and you can participate and have all these wonderful dance steps. And by the way, these dance steps, all these dance steps inspired a lot of the dancers from everywhere all over the world to create their wonderful types of choreography, and sometimes this way can inspire dancers to do their improvisation. which is very important. By the way, my next video, it will be about the improvisation in dance, which is wonderful to know exactly how you can create your dance steps on spot or on time on the stage, and where you go and what you do, and a lot of things like this, and a lot of points like that. So make sure to click the subscribe button below and hit the bell to receive my next video, which you will like it very much, about the improvisation dance. So the conclusion now, we have Alexandrian Melaya Leff Dance, we have also Delta and Cairo Melaya Leff Dance, and by the way, we have also Upper Egypt or Upper Egyptian Melaya Leff Dance. But the Melaya Leff Dance in Upper Egypt, no one saw it or no one watched it actually from all of you, because it is a little bit different than the others. Maybe one day explain you much more about it, or to tell you exactly what it is, because it is not exactly as it is a type of folk dancing, but it is completely something for sadness. So for this reason, nobody created any type of choreography on it until now, except maybe one time only in one of the Egyptian movies. This was my video for today, which I hope you like it, and if you find it useful for you, please share it with your friends and send me your questions and comments, which I would like to receive all of them too from you. Thank you very much, and see you again very soon. Bye.